Hey, hey, hey.
Hello, hello.
Another week, another round of Danna and Kristin.
We were just discussing. She said, what are we going to talk about? And I said, I have nothing going on in my life right now.
I don't really either. Well, there's always lots of things going on.
Yeah, well, it's funny because, they say like May is like the December, like May-cember with like, end of school year and sports and all this stuff. But I don't know why for us this year it's not too bad. So we don't really have that much with all that. Although it was nice. Like Joey finished PSR today for the year.
Yeah.
Liv finished her volleyball coaching for the year. She's still in softball because they are in the playoffs. And Sam's golf is year round. But yeah, I don't know. We don't know much. So it's kind of not so bad.
It feels like life should be simple, but yet there's always things going on. But
Oh,
we've
yeah.
had a very productive weekend. We got lots of chores checked off of our list and just jobs that I wanted to get done. Worked in the flower beds. I have worked in the dirt.
I'm really envious of you because I would like, this is something we can discuss. I'm really mad at my husband right now. He doesn't know it, but I forgot.
I thought he did know it yesterday.
Well, that was something else I was mad at. I'll tell you guys about this too, and you could give me your opinion on this. But okay, so this I'm mad at him. He doesn't know that I'm mad at him for this one, but I want to mulch our beds, and he never lets me mulch the beds at the time that I want. He's looking over. He's listening. I'm not allowed to mulch the beds because one of the trees drops helicopters, and I have to wait until the helicopters drop. Well, they don't drop until June.
Yeah.
So the beds look terrible. They need mulched. People are mulching in March, people.
That's too early.
Well, fine, but like, come on. And so the beds look terrible. It still looks like it's winter outside there. Like we need fresh beds and flowers, and I'm not allowed to do any of it.
Well, you can get out there and refresh them. You can weed.
So I raked them through and I weeded on the side, but it's not enough. Like, it's just the point. And like my lilacs are blooming. And
they smelled good.
My lilacs are my favorite, but I just wish that they lasted for longer. So I'm mad at him, and now he does know because he just overheard this, but that's what I'm mad at him about. Yesterday I was mad at him. I'll tell you why I was mad at him. I am not an affectionate person. I'm not a hugger. I don't really like to kiss. We're not big kissers.
But you say this, but I feel like you still are. Okay, go on.
No, he'll even admit to that. So yesterday morning, so I did not have to be at work until 8:30 yesterday morning, and we had nothing going on. So I was like, my alarm went off at my alarm was set for 7:30, but I woke up at 7 by myself. So I was just like laying in bed, and I was so cozy in my bed. I just did not want to get up. And then he woke up, and then he like rolled over, and you know how that goes. Like he's like being real nice, real touchy, and I don't want to be real touchy. And then all he's doing is kissing. I'm leaning the other way from him.
This is getting really X-rated.
No, it's not X-rated. It's not X-rated.
Okay.
He's literally just like pecking. I shouldn't even say kissing. Like pecking my shoulder. Like he was trying to be very sweet. It was so obnoxious. This went on for like minimum of 10, possibly 15 minutes. It was like, meow, 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 meow.
It was like a woodpecker.
It literally was. So finally, after like 15 minutes, I was like, okay, I just need you to stop. Like you're being very obnoxious right now. And he was like, why? And I was like, I don't want that. Like, that is so obnoxious. So then he like got butthurt and turned the other way, and he was all mad at me. And I was like, you cannot be mad at me. I am going to sit here for the next 15 minutes and poke you and see how you like it. I'm going to go boop, 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 over and over again.
That's probably not what he wanted you to do.
And he did not think that was the same thing. And he was very mad at me then. So then later in the day, so then a bunch of drama happened, and I had to jump out of bed unexpectedly because it was like.
Oh, sorry. Oh, well, I saved you. Look at this. I saved you from the situation.
You did, only because it was like 8:05 or 8:10, and I was like, oh my God, I have to be at work in 20 minutes. And I don't shower before I go to work. I shower when I get home from work. And so literally before I go to work, I like brush my teeth, throw my hair up, and walk out the door. I need literally 10 minutes. So it was like 8:10, and my commute is a whopping 47 seconds. So it's not like I really have to worry.
It's longer than mine,
Yes,
but not much.
Yes, but not by much. And so I was like laying in bed, and I'm like, oh, it's like 10 after. I should totally get up now. Like, all right, I'm gonna be late. I gotta get moving. And the phone rings, and it's Kristin, and she is. Like, I can hear panic in her voice. And she's like, are you at work yet? I'm like, no. And I wanted to say to you.
Well, I think what I said was, are you coming to work?
Maybe that's what
like,
you said.
Are you working today? Because I
couldn't.
couldn't.
Yeah, I think that's what you said.
I didn't know if you were. I thought you were on the schedule, but I wasn't sure.
No, that's what you said. And Tom. Sorry.
There's child abuse going on upstairs.
Oh my God.
Olivia's beating up Tom.
So, anyways, she called panicked because they had taken all the sheep out of the barn.
The market lambs had to go to the fair for weigh-in and tag-in.
Right. And
which are Willett's
people.
Yeah, that's
They're
his job.
people. He doesn't know what to do without them.
He's
so
never been there without them.
He panicked and he escaped. And so they saw on the camera that
we
he
could
was not there.
See him, but we could hear him. And it was like,
crying.
Oh, it was the saddest thing. So I'm like, Danna, I am so sorry, but when you go to work or now.
It wasn't when you go to work. It was now.
Could you please go look for Willett? Because all I could think of was that he would get hit by a car.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and that was mine intent, to be clear. Like then
your Tom
defense.
Came over because Tom already thinks we're not fit for
he does
puppy
not think
parents
that dog should be
because
there.
he doesn't think it should be in the barn anyway. But so Tom put it in. And then we watched the camera, and Willett was out again crying. And I think he was literally just searching for the sheep.
Oh, for sure. Like, I actually don't think because Tom said that, I told him, I'm like, you just go. Let me, brush my teeth and get ready for work, because then I'll just go straight to work. So I was, 5 minutes behind him, and by the time I got there, he already had him in. And he said, though, when he got there, he was, standing in the corner kind of by the garage door. So, he wasn't leaving the barn.
Yeah.
But he was definitely, searching the barn for them.
And then I said, just put him in the backyard. And Tom said he couldn't even get him to go to the backyard because he didn't want to leave the barn. He truly loves his barn. And so then Dan had to come back over again. And then.
So, an hour later, he got out again. And I went over.
We're still in line.
And now he's backed himself into the corner by the door. And I'm like, all the trick. Come on, Willett, whatever.
We saw you had to carry him.
Yeah. So then I was like, I didn't want to pull him,
He does not like that.
No. And so I tried to give him a little tug on his collar, thinking he would go in the right direction.
He's not a normal dog.
He was not. Well, my dogs, you can kind of you don't have to drag him.
No, but you can pull them. He doesn't have it.
Yeah. And he was not having that. So I had to pick him up. And Tom asked me, how much do you think he weighs now?
So I think he's probably about 36 pounds.
I said 40. So
he might be because we haven't weighed him.
So I guessed 40 pounds. So so I pick up this big
dog
and he's filthy.
He really likes mud puddles.
Yes, and I put him in with the chickens, and he actually really enjoyed his time with the chickens. So it was
Well, we've trained him in with the chickens, so he's been fine. But he discovered that he loves eggs. So now he goes around, and if anybody lays, he eats the eggs. It is his favorite treat.
And I will say the chickens are not cooperative with laying where they're supposed to lay.
No, they're being very bad.
Yeah, they're everywhere right now.
It actually is a little better. I think there have been 6, and it was a lot more. So we're getting better. Unless Willett's getting in and eating them.
Well,
and
he's
we
eating
just
them
don't
before
know.
you get there, right? So yeah, so you did save me from the fight that I was having yesterday morning. But then, so an hour later, Tom came to work because I called him to ask if he would bring me lunch, even though he was mad at me. And he did. He brought me lunch. And so when he left, to say goodbye to me, he put up his fist and he did a hit the rack thing, we're buddies. We're not.
Aww.
Yeah, he didn't want to kiss me or hug me. So
I was gonna say, did he peck your shoulder again?
No, he did not.
That would have been real funny.
He's not. He is very upset with me about this. So needless to say, it was. So then I was mad at him because he thought he was being funny, and I was like, "That's not funny."
And then we had to go to Euchre last night, and somehow by the random draws,
it was quite
Bill
random.
and I were playing together, and Tom and Danna were playing together.
And Tom made a dumb move.
And it wasn't going so well for them, but Danna was sure to let him know that she wasn't happy with his move.
I mean,
don't worry, Bill and I
stupid.
beat them substantially.
In case you're wondering, didn't help that Tom made a dumb move.
She let him know.
I did. So yeah, so we have not been seeing eye to eye in our house, but that's okay.
But what I will say is that Tom doesn't really while he is upset, he doesn't really get mad. And he doesn't hound you. You're the hounder to him.
All right, I don't think that's really necessary.
But when Bill gets mad at me, he gets mad at me. And we can't talk about it because he doesn't like when I talk about it. So.
Well, that's true. That is true. That you were mad at me yesterday, and then I got mad at you for your hit the rock, when you wanted to, fist bump at the market, and then I would carried on being mad at you for the rest of the day.
But the bottom line is Uncle Tom, who listens, is really going to like this juicy topic.
He will love this one. And then he was telling us at the market yesterday, I said, sometimes we get to the end of a podcast and I can't even remember what it was about.
He's like, call me. I'll tell ya.
Because he listens to all of them. Well, I don't think he listens to all of them.
But he actually paid us a very big compliment because he said that we remind him of the gals on
Saturday
Night Live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wait, what did he say? Which ones were... Oh, I can't remember now. But this just reminded me that, so I'm in Leadership Giaga, and at the end of every session, we have like a time where we can share things that we have going on, or, you know, if your business is doing something, like you can self-promote, basically. And
you could sell ads to the people in your Leadership Giaga, and we could advertise on our podcast.
Okay, so if you guys are listening and you want to sponsor us, we can work out for a small fee. But I do not self-promote. If you notice, I stink at posting on social media about the podcast. I never post. I literally, if Kristin posts, I share.
Well, neither one of us are great at it.
No, we're not very good at it at all. But so the person that runs Leadership Giaga, Meredith, felt the need to announce it to the class this week.
Hey, listen, our listenership was up.
And on Friday afternoon, we had a substantial peak in downloads. So I thought that was quite funny. So if you guys are listening, hello.
Thanks.
We had our last session this past week, and then we have graduation in 3 weeks, I believe. So it was fun. It was very cool. We went to all these cool places. We went to the Golf Dome. We went to this glass blowing place. Pretty neat experience that we get to do all these things. So that is that. But I'm giving a shout out to all my Leadership Giaga people because I hope that you want to sponsor your business. Want to sponsor us. It's really the only.
And really.
That's really the only reason why.
But the other cool thing is that they have a youth program. And so they have just announced the students who will be participating, and Jack and Olivia both will be participating in the Leadership Giaga
and
youth program.
Campbell graduated last year from the program. So yeah, it's a pretty neat program. So actually we were with another friend of ours last night whose son is also doing it with Olivia and Jack. So they'll have a great time.
There's a good contingency from West Giaga.
Yeah, it's a good amount of kids. So it'll be great. So yeah, I don't know. That's what I have going on. I don't feel like I have anything else going on.
Well, I was racing against the clock. So we have this greenhouse called Brummix. It's actually, I learned a new service that Brummix has.
What do they do?
They must have, I've been there 3 times this weekend, but they have this thing called Brummix bonds. And so during the winter months, you can go and you can buy certificates at a discounted rate. They're called bonds, and they're worth full value until July 1st or June 30th or something.
That really is a great way for them to keep their cash flow
going.
Yeah,
so you pay 30 and you get 50. It's a great program for us.
And it brings people back in then, so yeah.
So every year we buy quite a bit of them because every year I'm adding on to my flower beds. And so I got to go redeem some of my things and got some really cool plants. And they had their lilac bushes, buy one, get one free.
Really?
So bottom line is they were $24 for a pretty big bush. So
really?
I scored with that. So I got some really cool things. I got a couple new hosta varieties because I collect hostas. And anyway, so I got there and, I'm in my truck and they've got my list of things I want to look at. And up pulls I saw several cute grandmas, dressed very nice. And these golf carts pull up and pick them up. I think they have a call ahead service. That when you get there, they'll take you out to look at because they have greenhouses.
They have the greenhouses, yeah. So you don't have to walk.
And they'll take you out, so you don't have to walk. Multiple of them I saw. Yeah,
that's a pretty great
and
service.
They looked all cute, and I'm like, well, how do they look so cute? Because they're probably not putting them in themselves.
No, I would guarantee they're not.
So it actually the guys that work for us, they put some of mine in too because Bill never tells me what's going on. We don't mow our own grass because when we mow at the farm, it gets all mowed at the same time.
Well,
so instead of us mowing separate,
but
we're
it's not
next,
separated.
It's
all
one continuous piece. So
right.
I don't even usually it's a Friday or a Thursday, Friday, and a Tuesday. They mow twice in 1 week sometimes. But we also do the same thing with mulch. So when they start mulching, they mulch through, which I love to mulch. But so I did my preen a couple months ago.
Well, maybe in 7 months when we're finally ready to mulch, you can come over
help
and do
you.
mine.
So anyways, but I have to get the beds ready. I have splitting of my perennials. I have different maintenance things that I want to do in the beds. well, they started mulching on Friday. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I've got things, like I've got plants I want to plant, and I don't like messing the mulch up afterwards.
I would agree.
So I had to go race and get some plants, race and split things. I got it all done. So that was kind of nice. And then Campbell helped me plant a bunch more stuff. We created a couple new beds. I love gardening.
So I am envious of you because it looks so nice.
It does look good. But ours will, the black mulch will fade.
Who cares?
And then yours will look really fresh.
No.
It will. So when
This is
mine is fading
ridiculous,
from the
though.
black, yours will still look fresh.
It doesn't matter. It's ridiculous. I mean, who cares if there's a couple helicopters?
Well, you could go
that
take the
fell?
truck and you could go get the mulch yourself.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
You could, though.
That's ridiculous.
You could.
I would never.
But my fingernails, my hands hurt so bad because, and I have poison ivy now everywhere. Like lots of
I saw
places. I've got it in a rough way.
is
That's
that?
poison ivy. It's all over my body.
I don't know that that's poison ivy.
Oh, it is. It's almost done, actually. It pus. Well, it got my T-shirt fuzz on it. That's what.
Right. That's the first time we've used the word pus on this
Yeah.
podcast.
I have it on my back, my shoulder, my arms. Like, it's just great. My chin.
Maybe I should get it and then Tom won't try to kiss me.
That's a good plan. I think this is going to be really bad for you. I think we should change the topic.
I don't think he thinks I'm as funny as I think I am.
He's shaking his head no.
He's so mad at me right
Okay,
now.
but I think we've talked about this before, but I really need to clarify this because I feel pretty strongly about this. Boys who play sports, they come home from sports. Olivia's friend came over, which this is bizarre. So Olivia's friend is a really nice kid and we really like him, but his eating is restricted. He's like
eats
very
a lot of
particular.
fast food, like too much fast food.
So, but tonight we had this really good chicken recipe that I just made, this marinade, but then we had pork chops. So Olivia's like, he eats chicken, but he doesn't eat steak. So let's tell him that it's chicken.
We didn't
so
think
she
he
cut
ate
it
pork
up.
chops.
So and then we tell him it's chicken, which it looked like really gross chicken.
It was a really dark piece of pork too.
But so then he's like, well, I eat pork chops, but he didn't want to eat too much because he'd already had McDonald's.
But I think it's baloney. I think he just didn't like it.
I think that he just likes McDonald's.
I think he wants nothing.
So
but
I said, basically, what
McDonald's.
I'm hearing is that you like McDonald's more than my home cooked food.
Yeah.
But he said no. But I think that's true.
I think that's true.
Anyways, the whole premise was that he had just played a football game. He came in. He smelled like he played in a football game, like a 7-on-7 scrimmage. And I shower before I go to bed. I like to crawl in the sheets clean.
Yep.
These kids, like he's going to go home and he's not going to shower.
He probably won't shower. And he's not the only one. Like
No,
I
no,
cannot.
this is a normal
This is
teenage
not
thing.
judgment to him, right?
Their sheets are gross.
And I can't believe that these kids are not covered in acne head to toe. Like, if I don't like wash my face one night, I like literally have a breakout. Like I don't, and I'm 40 some years old, people, and I break out like a 15-year-old boy. Like it's ridiculous.
But I like to shower before I get in bed. And I'm curious what all of you guys do. If you like to shower before you get in bed and you're clean after your day. I just feel like my day is so dirty.
And I think that probably depends on what you do. Like a lot of people, like when I worked at the bank, when I worked for Chase, I would have never showered before I went to bed. I showered every morning before I got up for work or when I got up for work. But I wore a suit every day to work. Like I had to be presentable. Not that I don't have to be presentable now, but I work at a farm, so it's definitely like a little bit different. And I do tend to get a little dirtier at working, and actually not from the farm, from the bakery is where I end up getting like the dirtiest. Yeah. But so I always feel, and especially as we get into busy season, I have got to get a shower when I get home from work. Like there's no reason for me to shower before. It would make no sense. But now my husband will shower before work. He showers when he gets home from work. If he works out after work, he'll shower then.
I would appreciate this.
Like he showers 2 to 3 times a day. And I don't think that's good for your skin either, though, by the way. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Oh. But whatever. And then I have my 9-year-old that I have to bribe to shower. So
Because sometimes he doesn't shower for like days and days and days. But at least he's honest and tells you.
he'll tell you, Joey, when was the last time you took a shower? Joey, when was the last time you took a shower? Like 2 days ago. That's not actually true. I'm going to be very clear. I know for a fact it's not true because 2 days ago was Friday.
Like I know some families, like their toddlers don't shower every night. But let me tell you, my kids had to shower every night because they lived in the country and they played outside in the dirt.
We did not have that. But when my kids were little, like they would get a bath every night before bed. It was like, part of their routine when they were babies.
Bath smell.
But then as they got older, unless they were like visibly dirty, I was like, nah, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Go swim in the pool.
You're good.
Does
We're building an immune. Oh, we do.
Oh my gosh.
We do
Is
that.
Vinny
actually.
in my hot tub now? Was he hot tubbing?
Did they go to the house to hot tub?
I bet Vinny's sweatiness is going to mess up the hot tub.
Might need to shock the hot tub.
We always laugh because these kids in the hot tub and then there's like the slime on the top.
So Sam had 23, I believe, 22, 23, 14-year-olds came over on Friday night. He had a
How
little
did your
party.
pool fare?
Well, not one kid got out to pee.
Oh, you had a lot of...
From 6 to 10. So we had to shock the pool yesterday, in
little
case anyone's
extra
wondering.
shock. Well, it's shocking news when you have, all those kids at your house. There's going to be bound to be some pee in the pool. Until next time, friends, we're Mismatched.